I think we good. I think we good. Get my little sip of water real quick. I think we good. Okay. All right, y'all, let's get this thing started. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I am your host, Ashley Lovechild. I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in for episode 233. So again, show that love, light, and energy, and it's an experience like no other. We talk about everything here, whether it's music, sports, entertainment. We have a good time. We're respectful. And yo, let's do it real big tonight. Shout out to one of my favorite players ever, one of the legends, Allen Iverson. Y'all see the jersey, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to one of those legends, man. And appreciate y'all for tuning and tapping in. I got another monitor, so you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at everything, making sure everything is good. So appreciate y'all again for tuning and tapping in. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this podcast, which is Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, and the word snaps.com. Also, y'all know how we do. Make sure to be on the lookout for that new music. We got new music up everywhere, but we're going to be exclusively dropping music through OUV, through the OUV app with all the OUV Records artists, and it's going to be fire. The app is in works, but the listening experience is way better, viewing experience way better. So I can't wait till y'all see it. So make sure y'all be on the lookout for that. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're a little over 12,000. So continue to like, subscribe, share, hit that all notification bell. It helps with the growth of the show. Also tap into the membership portion of the page. Take advantage. We got quite a few members, so make sure y'all take advantage, get badges, and you can take advantage of it. It's actually a great get. So again, thank y'all for supporting the show from day one. Again, we're on episode 233. So we didn't get this far without y'all. So again, thank y'all. All right, y'all, with no further ado, let's get this thing started. Remember, do not be an agent of chaos. Do not be a stain. Do not try to stand out for being negative. Have the ability to be positive and stand out that way. The only op we recognize over here is opportunity. Hate has a location. It's just not here. So make sure y'all hit them likes and hit the 100s in the chat. And it's going to be major, major love, man. I appreciate it. I feel like I'm missing one last thing, but we are good. Oh, yes. Shout out to the chat. I'm not going to say everybody or every single person in the chat, but shout out to the chat. Shout out to them day ones. We got a lot of day ones in the building. Badge holders. Shout out to Shay in the building. First comment of the night. Cherry Popper. Yo, you stupid. Talk about Cherry Popper. Shout out to Winter. Hey, everyone, the loyal crew. Shout out to King P. What it do, my peeps? Shout out to Hazel. Appreciate Hazel for you tapping in. Hey, Ashley and chat. Shout out to Tremont. You're Brooklyn in the building. Ash, you goated. Appreciate that, my brother. And another big badge holder in the building. Culture Talk in the building. Brothers and sisters. Love, light. Don't be a stain. Like my brother, like my bro Ashley would say, appreciate that. Appreciate that. I love that. That's love. I appreciate that. That is love. Appreciate that. All right, y'all, let's get this thing started. No further ado. First segment of the night, popular opinions. This segment is brought to you by OUV Records. Again, when you get when you go to Instagram at OUV Records, stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. The label motto is create, document, and inspire. All right, y'all, first question of the night, popular opinions. Y'all remember, this is not my questions. These are the world's questions. So stick to the answers in the questions. All right. Biggest thing men need from women. Biggest thing men need from women. Number 1, acceptance. Number 2, affection. Number 3, respect. Number 4, Space. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, the question is, biggest thing men need from women. Number one, acceptance. Number two, affection. Number three, respect. Number four, space. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. All of these are, good answers somewhat. I don't know which men that they asked, but I'm not mad at it though, honestly. We got something to work with. I mean, acceptance, obviously is a thing as well. Affection, we need that. You know what I'm saying? We definitely need that. Respect for me is first and foremost. I don't even think that's a negotiable. I think, at least for me, speaking as a man for myself, we can't have nothing without respect. So I'm not going to say respect because that's what I get immediately off the back. Space, I definitely need space. I probably need space more than anything. Um, but affection is a good one too, man. Like, and sometimes affection could be not always like the physical act of sex, but it's just something as simple as not having to tell or say to a woman, like, the little stroke of your hair or your neck or your shoulder or or your leg without really being sexual. So all of these are good ones now that I really think about it. So me personally, I'm gonna say space. I need a little space, you know what I'm saying? Because the more space that we do have, or some of the space that we do have, it creates a space where I can miss you. I don't want to be under somebody, and yeah. So I think for me, I'm going to go with space. Me personally, in the chat, I'm seeing one. They saying one in the chat, which is acceptance. I don't know. Most men, regarding this, I don't know. I don't think most men would say acceptance. But I guess so. But she said based on what she thinks. Shout out to Vic, my dog Vic, big badge holder in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. Ace of space. I'm trying to tell you, I'm right there with you, Vic. I need a little space. Just me personally, I need a little space. But again, I'm not mad if anybody that said acceptance, affection, respect as well. Because for me, again, respect is first and foremost. So that's why I'm not going to say respect, because I'm going to get that regardless. We don't get none of this without respect first and foremost. But biggest thing I probably need is definitely space. So again, I'm going with space. It's mixed in the chat between space and acceptance. The rest of the world at 45%. Mind y'all, over 200,000 people voted on this. It's a lot of people. 45% went with affection. Went with affection. I'm kind of surprised, and I'm kind of not surprised because, again, men, we do need affection. But the biggest thing that we need, I guess with affection, we gonna stay in tune. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not mad at that. I'm really not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. I don't think the guys is mad at getting some affection from their woman either. You know what I'm saying? Like, a little affection go a long way, ladies. You know what I'm saying? So, but I definitely dig it. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next popular opinion question. Biggest thing a woman need from a man. And I know we got quite a few ladies in the chat. Number one, kindness and empathy. Number two, emotional security. Number three, honesty, communication. Number four, appreciation. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Biggest thing a woman need from a man. Again, number one, kindness and empathy. Number two, emotional security. Number three, honesty, communication. Number four, appreciation. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. I've dated quite a few women, not to say it as a brag, but I'm saying it in regards to the question. Based on my past relationships, whether they was great, whether they was terrible, and based on these answers, the thing that a woman always felt that she voiced to me. Now, it wasn't always the same thing, but I'm just saying the majority of the women that I've dated, they needed emotional security. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, because I like and I value space, they always want to feel emotionally secure, and they needed that from me. Sometimes I have a way of like, yeah and nah. You know what I'm saying? But it depends. I guess each relationship is different, right? And for me personally, I have to feel secure that I can do that with. Oh, I'm just not gonna open up like I'm a dude. Like, we just don't open up. You know what I'm saying? So that was the current theme for a lot of women that I've dated. You know what I'm saying? In the chat, they saying I need three first and foremost, which is honesty, communication. So again, some women, not all, because I know we got quite a few in the chat, but some women, when they say they want honesty, I'm saying, like, sometimes for men, honesty could work against you. So some men really feel like y'all rather be lied to than be told the truth, because you know what I'm saying? It just it don't work how it's supposed to work. So some men would say that, but I'm not mad at the answer either. You know what I mean? So shout out to Shay for that. Shout out to Shay. Appreciation. Every woman wants to feel appreciated from a dude. So I'm surprised more people not saying appreciation. So again, I'm going with emotional security. The chat, I saw mostly honesty, communication. Over 201,000 people voted on this. 64% went with number one, kindness and empathy. Kindness and empathy. I'm kind of shocked at that answer. And that's 64%. That's basically damn near almost everybody. So 6 out of 10 people said kindness and empathy. And it's a lot of women that had to be a lot of women right there. But I would have never guessed that it would have been kindness and empathy, me personally. So, I mean, hey, man, they want what they want. So, again, 64% that the biggest thing a woman needs from a man is kindness and empathy. You heard it here at Ken and Brothers Get a Rap podcast. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment, our Hollywood Need to Ask Us segment. You know, I came up with the segment because there's just not enough dope fire ideas and movies being executed in Hollywood. So I feel like I got better ideas for a movie or a movie series. So for this episode, my Hollywood Need to Ask Us, I would love to see a movie basically with like a different type of crime movie, more modern style. I would call it the Chroma Confluence. The Chroma Confluence, like influence, confluence, like con. And this movie basically about an ambitious, disenfranchised, but art prodigy who infiltrates the high stakes of world of the art appraisal world, and only to become a mastermind behind a global and money laundering operation that blurs lines in high art and high crime. So this movie would absolutely be fire. It will be a drama. It will be rated R. And my foundational actors for this movie would be Gary Oldman, Holly Robinson Pete, Don Cheadle, Charles Durden, Jeff Bridges, Gabriel Loft, and Amanda Christine. I think this movie would absolutely be fire. My director for this movie, I'm going with Steven Soderbergh. He directed movies like Traffic. My art director would be Dennis Grasser. He did the original Blade Runner. So I think this will absolutely be fire. Again, I would call this the Karma Confluence, like influence and con, and combine the word. And I think this absolutely be fire, and I think people would watch this. So that's my Hollywood Need to Ask Us for this episode. Shout out to Omega in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. Love the joke. You saying I look like my cousin? Okay, I get it. Hit the likes, hit the 100s while you here. So, all right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment, our must-see segment. I'm gonna give y'all three fire must-see movies, whether they new or old. I'm a movie buff, so again, I know y'all ain't seen none of these movies. So my three Eddie Awards go to, and I give out some Eddie Awards like Eddie Murphy. He's the standard, so I give out Eddie Awards. So my first Eddie Award goes to a movie that came out in 1995, directed by Rusty Condon. This movie stars also Rusty Condon, Clarence Williams III, legendary actor, David Allen Greer, legendary comedian, uh, Carbon Carbon Burnson, Joe Torre, Lamont Bentley, and Rosalind Cash. This movie is called Tales from the Hood. If you've never seen this movie, see this tomorrow. This is an absolute fire movie, a great movie for the weekends. This movie is about, again, I'm not going to spoil it, but this movie about is a group of stories that basically, no, this movie's about three young men going to a funeral home to buy the rest of the movie. You gotta watch it. I won't spoil it for y'all. So make sure y'all tap in to see Tales from the Hood. A second must-see movie, and my second Eddie Award goes to a movie that came out in 1989, directed by Tabor Takis. This movie stars Jenny Wright, Randall William Cook, Clayton Reiner, Stephanie Hodge, and Vince Valance. This movie is called I, Madman. Fire must see movie, the quintessential 80s film. This movie's about a young lady that's infatuated with stories, and you have to watch the rest of the movie. Again, I won't spoil it for y'all. So again, make sure y'all tap into I, Madman. Third and final must-see movie. My third Eddie Award goes to a movie that came out in 1993, directed by Toru Morawe, and also stars Toru Nomare, also Chad McQueen, Maura Savino, Conan Lee, John Cena, and Manny Perez. This movie's about a young cop going undercover, and you have to watch the rest of the movie. Again, I won't spoil it. So again, my three Eddie Awards goes to Tales from the Hood, I, Madman, and New York Cop. So make sure y'all tap into those movies and check them out. They must-see fire, must-see movies. If you guys are really family, it shows. Okay, shout out to Omega. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Shout out to X-Men. Yes, my guy. Talking about, I won't spoil it. Yeah, nah, definitely I won't spoil it. Definitely won't spoil it. So make sure y'all tap into that. Shout out to X-Men. My dog Roman 12 in the building. You already know the vibe. One of our day ones in the building. Appreciate you for tuning and tapping in. And remember, hit them likes. Hit them 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. So you know I'm going to give y'all something fire to tap into each and every episode, whether it's new or old, whether it's hip-hop and R&B, I'm going to profile our artists. And whether they unheard or whether they a legend. But tonight, artist that I'm profiling is legendary T.I. So my three Michael Awards going to these three songs by T.I. First song, and this is one of his newest songs, and it's fire. T.I. is back. He cut the hair. He back to the low Caesar, and he's bringing it with this song. Make sure y'all tap into the song. Let them know. Fire must hear song. Second must hear song, and second Michael Award go to is a song called Live Your Life featuring Rihanna. Fire must hear song. Make sure y'all put it on y'all playlist. And third final must hear song, my third Michael Award goes to You Don't Know Me. So make sure y'all put those three songs on your playlist by T.I. Again, let them know. Live Your Life featuring Rihanna, and You Don't Know Me. Make sure y'all put those 3 songs on your playlist by T.I. And those are my 3 Michael Jackson awards going to those songs for this episode. Again, shout out to the chat in here. Yo, shout out to fam in the building. Big badge holder in the building. Eddie Murphy, Golden Child is a good movie. Yeah, that's a fact. Come on, bro. That's a classic. You know what I'm saying? That's a classic right there. Classic. Rolling 12, day 1, and still haven't got a. Come on. Come on. Yo, rolling 12, you stupid. X-Men, I just hit that like button. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that, X-Men. I tell people all the time, the real always gonna shine. And trolling is a gentleman's sport, but you get more with love than you do with hate. And try to, you know what I'm saying, get at people. My dog fam, I'm not a big T.I. fan. I can understand that, but good music is good music. You know what I'm saying? Good music is good music. And for me, these 3 songs is fire. But the new song too, like I just heard the other day, bro, that joint had me. You know what I'm saying? It had me. I ain't gonna hold you. That joint is fire. That joint is fire. You probably gonna hear more people talk about that song now that I said it, but you probably hear it on social media. It's fire. I ain't gonna hold you. I just love great music, whether it's East Coast, South, West Coast, Midwest. I just love great hip hop music. You know what I'm saying? That's just me personally. I'm an artist myself, rapper myself. I love fire music, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm not coast based. Yeah, I'm not coast based. Nice is nice. Nice is nice. Shit, one of my favorite rappers is from Cali. Shout out to Richie Rich. That boy, that man flow is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Fire flow. You know what I mean? My bro Biggs is in the building. You already know. X-Men, Golden Child, classic all day. Come on, bro. Y'all don't understand. Not y'all don't. Y'all understand, but other people that have never seen Golden Child, it's a classic 80s movie. It still go hard today. You got the classic villain, the superhero or the hero is like Eddie Murphy had me in tears in that movie, and then on top of it, he had like and I don't want to ruin it for nobody, but he had other people in the movie that made it funny. You know what I'm saying? That helped made it funny. You know what I'm saying? And then you have all 80s movie had a sexy little dime piece in the movie. Golden Child got a legit sexy dime piece in the movie. You know, fire movie, fire movie, fire movie. You shout out T-Pain. He's a GOAT. Yeah, T-Pain do his thing, man. T-Pain is a great artist. People give flack to T-Pain, but I think he's a great artist. He changed the course of music for like a solid, like I would say like a solid decade. And people try to replicate what he did. And you know what I'm saying? So I give T-Pain his flowers. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. Richie Rich is from East Oakland. I say Cali though, right? That's still California, right? Oakland's in California. But you saying just in particular, yeah, facts. Facts. But I fucks with the music, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? It's fire music, bro. You know what I'm saying? I would love to do a song with Richie Rich. I would body it. I'm smoking. I'm coming out with all fire trucks on my verses. A shout out to Paul in the building, one of our other day ones in the building. Good night, Ash. Good night, everybody. Appreciate Big Paul tapping in the building. Don't forget to hit them likes, hit the 100s, even if you've done so already. It helps with the growth of the show. Shout out to X-Men. Eddie was on top of the game. Yo, word up. That's a fact, bro. That's why we have to redo some of this shit where we can't allow people to tell us who's important. We tell y'all who's important. Eddie Murphy is before Denzel Washington. Y'all do know that, right? He's before one of my favorite actors. Oh my God. Lean on Me. Oh my God. Why can't I say his name right now? Morgan Freeman. He's before Morgan Freeman. Eddie Murphy is that dude. He's that dude. He's that dude. Period. Period. And people say Eddie Murphy fell off when he had his biggest movies. Like me personally, I love all the 80s and 90s movies. I'm just not into like the kid-friendly Eddie Murphy movies. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not into the Dr. Doolittles. Shrek is funny, but you know what I'm saying? Like I seen Shrek 1, but I know it's hilarious, but I'm not into like the kid-friendly joint like Pluto Nash. I'm cool, but those are some of his biggest movies. But all the 80s, 90s, Boomerang, Coming to America, Golden Child, Trading Places, Another 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop. Like, what are we talking about? Eddie, that dude. Eddie, that dude. I ain't going back and forth with nobody that don't say Eddie wasn't that dude at one particular time. And he's still funny as shit. If y'all seen this documentary, Eddie's so rich, he got a retractable roof. He got a retractable roof. Like, yo, it's hot in here. Like, yo, open up the roof. Who say open up the roof? Like you control the AC. Like, nah, open up the roof. Roof open. Yo, it's nippy in here. It's cold, right? Yeah, close the roof. Eddie, that dude. Eddie, that dude. Shout out to Rowan 12 for real. Give Bronny his flowers. He doing great things in the WNBA. Yo, you be killing Bronny every episode, bro. Every episode you be killing Bronny. I actually root for Bronny. I actually root for him because he's a kid that really wants to be good and he puts the work in to be good. I don't think Bronny's trash. I don't think Bronny's trash. I think Bronny can play, but I also believe if Bronny was like 6'6", 6'8", just like his pops, I think Bronny would be a whole problem in the NBA. A whole problem because he's athletic. He could jump. He could shoot. He could dribble. He kind of had the same game as LeBron for a lot of aspects, but he's just not 6'8". So I think Bronny could play. We can't expect him to be Kyrie Irving, Allen Iverson. That's not his game, but he can play. He could shoot. He could score. He could play. I root for Bronny James, man. I really do. He's not boo-boo trash. He's not boo-boo trash. He can play. He can play. X-Men 80s and 90s. Yeah, 80s and 90s. Different type of movies right there. My dog Fam in the building. Eddie Murphy, Samuel Jackson. Lawrence Fishburne, Morgan Freeman. He came out before all of them. People don't realize Eddie put Samuel Jackson on. Stop me when I lie. Eddie Murphy put Samuel Jackson on. And Samuel Jackson's first ever thing that he did, it wasn't oh my God, Coming to America. That was the first movie he did. The first like real thing, the real love that he got. Eddie Murphy did you know how he used to do the comedy specials, Delirious. Now in Raw, there was like a skit before the actual comedy, and Samuel Jackson played Eddie Murphy's uncle. If you've ever seen Raw and you watch that skit before the actual, comedy special start, Samuel Jackson plays his uncle. He put Samuel Jackson on. I'm trying to tell you, Keenan Ivory Wayans, Robin Townsend. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, Eddie Murphy is a different dude, man. Different dude. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. Send him the turkey. Send him the turkey. We send him the turkey or nah. Y'all know the rules of the game. We type in T to send him the turkey. We type in N not to send him the turkey. First one of the night. Some women, and this is coming on social media, some women believe a man with multiple baby mothers is great in bed. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Are we sending some of these women to Turkey or not? Are we sending some of these women to Turkey or not? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Again, type in T to send them to Turkey. Type in N not to send them to Turkey. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Me personally, I'm sending them to Turkey. I'm sending them to Turkey. Listen, a dude with multiple baby mothers, the only thing that you could surmise from that, ladies, some of the ladies that think about this or think this way, he has Shaq level free throw pullout game. His pullout game's terrible. That's what that says. And it also says is that he has limited options. Because guys with a whole lot of options, if we in there raw, we don't want a whole lot of kids, man. We not Nino Brown. We don't want no kids, man. It's just his pull-out game is terrible. And if a dude is nutting up all up in you and he got multiple children, those are the women he feel like he gonna be with. It's simple and plain. Like, that's all that is. That's all that is. Now, ladies, the ultimate, I don't want to say the ultimate way, but like honestly, ladies, the only real way to know that a dude shuts it down in the bedroom is if other women say it. That's it. It ain't the walk. It ain't how fresh he get. It ain't, nothing else. It's if other women say it. If you watch other women react a certain way around him, then he's probably cracking at it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way. But you have to hear other women say it. Other women will tell you when you got good pipe game. They will tell you that. That's the only way. For you to see a man with multiple baby mothers, because some women say, well, if he got two baby mothers, the third one obviously seen that he had two, and da 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 da. No, because the dude could be lying. He could have told you he ain't had no woman. So, like, he didn't tell me he had two baby. Like, dudes be lying too. So, it ain't no way to tell a dude got mad kids from multiple baby mothers that he got good sex game. No. The only way for you to know for sure that a dude got great sex game is other women will tell you. And I know y'all talk. And I got quite a few ladies in the chat. Y'all talk. You know what I'm saying? Y'all talk. Whether y'all saying it to brag or whether y'all saying it to a friend or whether like you're drunk and you be like, yo, I need to call him. And your homegirl be like, oh, you about to call him? Like, I'm about to call him. Timothy. And he gonna come through 2 o'clock in the morning, spit on that thing and go crazy. That's how you know. That's how you know. It's straight like that. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. They sending this to Turkey. I'm sending them to Turkey twice. Ash, do you use Bluetooth? Nah, I don't use no Bluetooth. I don't need no enhancement. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool in the game. You know what I'm saying? Ash, you should try Bluetooth. Bluetooth is goated. I don't know, bro. Paul, I didn't see your statement. YouTube took the statement away. I wanted to see what you said, Paul. But it said the message was retracted. So I think YouTube took it because I didn't move it. So I wanted to see what you said. Ashley, try it. Yeah, I can't try no enhancement, bro. I can't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. Because I'm already, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already cool. I don't need that. I might hurt myself with the enhancement, bro. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Pause. All due to the pause. I'm trying to tell you, man. Like, I'm cool. I'm cool on the enhancement. I don't need it. And I'm not dissing the guys that need it, because the whole point is to get your shit off. That's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So whatever it take, get to the goal. I got 3 baby mamas, and 2 of my baby mama was cousins. I'm saying, man, like, again, ladies, that's the only surefire way you know if a guy is good in bed. Other women will tell you. And some women, you know, be lying. Some women would tell you, nah, he's trash in bed just so you won't try him or see what he can do. And some women will tell you. So it is what it is. I don't need it, but I use it. It was loud, but it was, I don't need it, but I used it. I live by it, Ash. Hey, man, it ain't nothing wrong with enhancement. It's just, everybody's different. That's all. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Damn. I know a woman, you know what I'm saying? I know a woman that need a little narcotic before she get cracking. Yeah, that ain't my cup of tea, but I know a woman that get down like that. She need a little narcotic. Nah, I'm cool. That's wild though. You ever dealt with a woman that need a little narcotic before she get it popping? Like, that's kind of risque. You know what I'm saying? But I had a pass, y'all. But I never dealt in that narcotic. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Nah, bro. Nah. I'm cool. Roll 12. I'm cool. Make sure y'all hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next. Send them the turkey or nah. Send them the turkey or nah. Risque. Yes, that's a fact. That's risky business for me. Colorado coach prime Deion Sanders have released the fine standards of the team. So with Colorado football, being that the kids, or I want to say kids, being that these young men are making NIL money, and also they're making money from the school. So they're getting two sets of money, NIL deals and getting paid directly from the school. So all schools have some sort of fine system on their team. But of course, Coach Prime being Coach Prime, it goes viral. So these are his new team fines. If you're late to practice, $500. If you are no-show to practice, $2,500. If you're late to a meeting or film, $400. No show for a meeting or film, $2,000. Late to strength and conditioning, $1K. No show to strength and conditioning, $1,500. Late to treatment, $1,000. And a no show for treatment, $1,500. Are we sending Coach Prime to Turkey or nah? Are we sending Coach Prime to Turkey or nah? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. So far I'm seeing T. They saying Turkey one-way ticket. Damn, Coach Prime gotta go to Turkey on a one-way ticket. That's crazy. It ain't crazy. It is what it is. Send him to Turkey with no return. Damn. Yo, y'all sending Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, you know what I'm saying, to Turkey? Oh, man. Bro, send him to my house, Ash. I changed his mind with the truth. Yeah, you stupid. T, it builds responsibility. Yeah, me personally, all of y'all sending him to Turkey that, he gave these standards to the team. Me, I can't send him to Turkey, y'all. I can't send him to Turkey. Reason being, number one, these guys or these young players, they're not amateurs anymore. They're not. These players, a lot of them are making money from playing college football. Some of the good players, they're making about 100,000, 200,000. Great players who are contributing guys are making anywhere from 300 to 800,000. Marquee players that are returning the next year, who are outstanding with All-American, these players are going from anywhere from 1 million to 8 million. So think about this for a second, y'all. What would you have done with $85,000 to maybe $4 million if you was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We're going to cap this at 24. So anywhere from 18 to 24 years old. I'm going to tell y'all this. When I played college football back in the day, and I got my little, you know what I'm saying, book stipend money, you know what I'm saying? And that's how they used to hide the money, is in the book stipend. So basically, they give us money for books. And whatever we didn't spend on books, you know what I'm saying, we cashed out. You know what I'm saying? So your boy would cash out, you know what I'm saying, with at least 45 to 5 racks. You know what I'm saying? Like, buy my little books, and I'm cashing out. And that was good money every semester. And mind you, I have a daughter. Well, I have a daughter, but she was a young kid at the time. She's 23 now, but when I was in college, she was what, like 2, 3 years old. So that went a long way. And you know what I'm saying? College is college. But anywhere from 85,000 to $4 million. I thought I was, you know what I'm saying? I thought I was Timothy with that 4,500 to 5K. So at 85,000 to 4 million at that age, what? Rules. You know, cash me out, dog. I can jump in the portal if I want to, because it's just too much money. These fines only builds responsibility, accountability, and if you're going to have a great team and everybody's bought in, there's no reason why you're late. You got your money, bro. Like let's keep it real. A lot of these college kids, if we're talking about $85,000, not even 20% our population even makes 100 grand. So a lot of these kids is making more money than their parents. And you have the nerve to be late, missing practice, missing treatment. Treatment, for those who don't know, in college football, that's for like when you have aches and pains and, you know, nagging injuries. You got to go to treatment. You got to go get that shit treated. You got to get right. You got to go sit on the table. They got to do whatever they need you to do. They get you in playing mode. So that's treatment. You shouldn't be late to treatment. You should be on time for treatment. You should be at treatment before everybody. That's laying in the cold bath, you know, doing whatever that needs to be taken for your body. Practice. It ain't no way you should be late for practice or be a no-show for practice. He said it's not like you can't miss practice without a real excuse. You just can't be a no-show. Like you didn't tell the coach, you didn't tell nobody you was, nah, bro. That's just too much money for them not to be accountable. So I can't send them to Turkey, y'all. I can't send Coach Prime to Turkey based on that logic, basically what I just said. So I'm not going to send him to Turkey. The chat, y'all was sending him all the way to Turkey. Shout out to fam. Some Barry making money to keep a roof over their head. That's a fact. But again, when you sign up for it, you signed up. When you sign the dotted line to get your check, a part of that is, you got to be at practice. You got to be on time. You got to go lift weights. It ain't no way you playing college football and you not lifting weights. You don't understand how strong dudes is. When I was playing college football, I was a 230-pound running back. I was out there looking for beef on the field. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Meaning like I'm truck stick. You know what I'm saying? But these dudes, I wasn't the biggest dude on the field. These dudes is 6 foot and better. Offensive linemen is some of the biggest human beings you will see in your life. These are like buildings moving. We're talking about 6'3", 6'7", 300 pounds plus. Moving fast, might I add. These dudes are buildings, and they lift cars. Like, these dudes got a different level of strength. So there's no reason why you should miss weightlifting. There's no reason why you should miss practice and all the other things, meetings. Like, you have to be at film room. Like, you got to know who you're going against. So I can't send them to Turkey based on that measure. Ash, I heard someone say they don't like football, but they like playing with them. I'm not reading the rest of that. Y'all know I'm like Ron Burgundy. When it comes on the teleprompter, I will read it. Fam, I had a mouthpiece in college, and I was a player. I had a girl buying my books and stuff. I feel you. I feel you. But when you're an athlete, you know, them books bottoms, you ain't gonna turn the book money down. In order to get the money for the books, you gotta buy at least a book. Know what I mean? Like they see you took the money and cashed out. They like, yo, where your books now? Run that bread back. So you had to get you a book or two. As I heard someone say, okay, so you sent that one back out. X-Man, tell him true. Nah, it's a fact, yo. I can't send him to Turkey based on that. When you playing college football, it's serious business, and this is without the money. This is before NIL. This is before the school started paying the players. It was dead ass serious. So you can't miss that. Now players are getting paid anywhere from $85,000 to $4 million. You late? You a no-show? Nah, nah. And that's the best way to get somebody attention, is taking some of that money on out that check. They ain't gonna be late no more. They ain't gonna be a no-show no more. So again, I can't send them to Turkey. But you know, everybody has their own opinion regarding that. So that's what I love about the pod. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna talk it up. Shout out to Paul. She said absolutely. I'm telling you, it builds character, and you don't want young, rich assholes out here, people that make a whole lot of money and just not accountable. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just a proponent of, when you run in a business, you gotta hold people accountable. And when you give people money, you take some of that money on. Oh, you got somebody undivided attention. So, bro, I'm getting paid $4 million, bro. I'll be there since yesterday. Like, I don't know if y'all really be paying attention to college football. You have guys that jump in the portal because one school is literally paying them $500,000, and the coach from another school and be like, yo, jump in the portal. I got $3 million for you. I got $2 million for you. If you a quarterback and you nice, oh my God. When Shedeur Sanders was at Colorado, he had the highest NIL. If Shedeur Sanders would have transferred to somewhere like Ohio State, Texas, Alabama, and these are some of the schools that wanted him to transfer, they had $8 million for him. $8 million. Now, most kids, they're like, yo, I love you, coach, but I'm out of here. But his pops is his pops. Like, he don't need, like, I don't want to say he didn't need $8 million, but that's not how you going to get Shedeur at that time. You know what I'm saying? $8 million is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. The second person was Travis Hunter, and the third was Arch Manning. And the crazy thing is, Arch Manning didn't even play it down yet. It was Uras that was there, that was starting at Texas at the time. And Arch Manning is the backup quarterback, and his NIL package was bigger than the starting quarterback. And he didn't even play it down yet because his uncle is Peyton. His uncles are Peyton and Eli Manning. So it's a whole lot of money out there. So you got to give accountability with that. So look at some of these college videos on campus. These kids are already driving Bentleys. I seen one kid with a Rolls Royce. What's the new thing? The truck. What's the Elon Musk truck thing is called? The Cybertruck. They got the souped up Cybertrucks in their school. It's crazy. They instead of getting in the dorm room, they buy a whole house in the area that they go to school in. They buy a whole house. When Travis Hunter was at Colorado, he didn't live in no dorm room. He bought a house. He bought a house. The kid that's the new quarterback that's at Colorado, they talking about he leaving Colorado. He bought a house. He chilling. He ain't going nowhere. He bought a house. He ain't get an apartment off campus. He bought a house. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. Tesla. Tesla. Yeah. So y'all said it in the chat for me. So yeah, the Lamborghini truck, the Tesla truck. Yes. The Cybertruck. Yes. He ain't lying. Preach, bro. Shout out to Black in the building. Appreciate you for tapping and hit them likes, hit the 100s. Helps with the growth of the show. His granddad was Arch Manning. His uncle Eli and Peyton Manning. Facts, facts, facts. His granddad. What's Eli and Peyton Manning's pops? Is it Archie? It's Archie Manning, right? So you got Archie. Yeah. So you said it. His granddad was Archie Manning. Uncle Eli and Peyton. Everybody know Eli and Peyton. The other brother that played receiver at Tennessee, he was pretty solid, but he ended up getting sick, and that's why he never got a chance to play in the NFL. He got sick, but he was solid. He was solid. But yeah, the nephew and the grandson, before he played a down, he had the third highest NIL package, which is crazy. So again, if Shador wasn't obviously Deion Sanders' son, he would have transferred and got $8 million as a 21-year-old. Again, y'all. Again, imagine what you would have done at 21 with $8 million. I'm a kid from Brooklyn. I would have went crazy. I would have went crazy. I probably would have possessed any and everything that could have destroyed me. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Any and everything that could destroy me. I would have bought all the jewelry. I got jewelry now, but at 21, at that age, you trying to show everybody you got some money. Oh, the chain would have been so thick and crazy. The watch would have been so crazy. Like I had nice shit without being a millionaire. So I can't imagine what I would have did being a millionaire. At 21, I bought my first Jacob the Jeweler. I don't know if y'all remember Jacob the Jeweler. And for some reason, I was into Jacob the Jeweler way more than I was into Rolexes at the time. And I bought a Jacob the Jeweler watch because I was busting my ass in school. I got my little, you know what I'm saying, my little college money, you know what I'm saying? I also had a job bartending 3 nights a week, and I was making crazy tips, you know what I'm saying? Had a good time doing that. So I saved all my money, and then I had gotten to an accident, got some money from that accident. Oh, Jacob the Jeweler, here we go. Big chain, big earrings, all that. You know what I'm saying? All that, the big boogers, all that. I went crazy. So I can't imagine at 19, 20 years old, and I got $4 million. What? What? I'm pulling up to campus like, yo, this is my Tuesday Benz. Like, what y'all talking about? Like, talk to me nice. You know what I'm saying? I would have went crazy. I'm not even going to hold you. I would have went crazy. I know my parents, God rest their soul, they would have been like, yeah, I ain't trying to hit none of that. This is my Tuesday red car. This is my Wednesday blue car. Like, I would have went crazy. $4 million at 1920 would have went crazy. For sure. If you was getting money to play college football, I would have spent about $1 million on gold. I'm trying to. It would have been crazy. The only thing that I would have did that would have made sense, which I did, was continue to take care of my daughter. It would have just been even more crazier. You know what I'm saying? She got the best of everything anyway, but y'all get the point that I'm making. It would just been, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no over here. You know what I'm saying? You trying to be iced out. Medallions, royal flush. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you're young, when you're in your young 20s, we don't think about it as we get older. All the things that we want and all the things that we feel like that make us look successful because we are successful is basically all the things that could destroy you. And that's basically becoming a target. So all the things that I said I would have bought at 19, 20 years old, that would have only made me a bigger target. All the things that could destroy me, making me feel like material things make me. When I make material things, when I'm a creative, I found out I was a creative and not just an athlete. But y'all get the point that I'm making, right? So the younger version of myself would have been doing what some of these kids is doing, buying a cyber truck, crazy jewelry. Again, I got all that stuff now as a grown man in my career, but I'm talking about at 19, 20 years old on a $4 million budget. You know what I'm saying? On a $4 million budget is different from like a 60,000 budget. You know what I'm saying? That's different type of budget right there. Different type of budget. Ash, just do. Oh my God, I'm not reading the rest of that. I probably would have brought any and everything that would have destroyed me needs to be on a t-shirt with a round symbol with the X in it. I love that. I love that. I might make that into a t-shirt. I love that, Paul. I love that. I love that. Yeah, Jacobs was sick in the jury game. He iced out Foxy Brown, pretty boy from Brooklyn. That's a fact. That's a fact. I don't know if y'all remember, like X-Men remember Jacob the Jeweler. If y'all look up Jacob the Jeweler, his stuff was bigger than Rolex at that time. I mean, Rolex is a classic brand, so nothing is necessarily ever bigger than Rolex. But like having a Jacob the Jeweler at the time was a big deal. And me being 2021 at the time and being able to buy it and afford it, y'all should have seen the look on my. And I think I bought my mother like a diamond chain for her birthday, and I pulled that out on her birthday, bro. She held that shit up like it was Simba in the Lion King, like, oh, like look what my son bought for me. Like you took your money and bought this. Like it was so crazy, so crazy. So I, with a $4 million budget, I love my mother so much. I don't know. I probably would have bought her a house or something like that. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. KRS-One, love going through. KRS-One, one love, going to get you. I remember that song. Roll 12, bro. On 4 million budget, bro. I'ma start disrespecting all the professors. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, like it's a different level of money out here. So that's why I can't fault Coach Prime. And a movie that y'all gotta watch, right? And I mentioned it before. Matter of fact, it's two movies that's so relevant, and they made these movies in the 90s, and it's a sports movies. Look at this movie called Blue Chips. Blue Chips starring Nick Nolte. It has Young Shaq in there. Penny Hardaway, for those who remember Penny Hardaway, y'all probably know him by his sneakers, but Penny Hardaway, the player at one point, the reason why they made the pennies was nice, right? They had a couple other people that name is slipping right now, but it's such an excellent movie. J.T. Walsh, one of my favorite actors, J.T. Walsh, he plays an outstanding bad guy. But in that movie, it was like the precursor to the NIL deal, but they had to do it on a sneak tip. Ed O'Neill is in that movie. They had to do it on a sneak tip back in the days, back in the 90s, giving players things to go to school. Watch that movie and another movie called The Program, starring Omar Epps, Halle Berry, James Cain. It's a fire movie about college football and how they had to do what they had to do. And these movies came out in the early 90s. We in 2026. And watch how relevant those movies still hold today. Fire must-see movies. Blue Chips, yes. They told a mad good story about sport. That's a fact. Blue Chips is goated. I'm telling y'all, and I'm telling y'all gonna love the program. Y'all gonna love the program. Fam, The Express, the Ernie Davis story, 2008 was the first black player to win the Heisman Trophy. Now that's a fire movie, right? But in terms of college football or college sports and how they maneuver the money and how they really recruit kids, it's not the same as the Ernie Davis movie, even though that was a good movie. That's a good movie. But I'm talking about as far as how they, do the NIL and how they get kids to come to their school. Back in the day, it used to be underhanded. But now it's overhanded. Like I remember SMU, believe it or not, y'all, SMU football used to be the hottest thing cooking back in the day. The hottest thing cooking. But they was paying the players. They was buying them houses, cars, Do the research. I'm telling you, that was the hottest thing cooking. They was way more popping than Alabama, Texas, all these schools. Texas wasn't even the main school. It was SMU because SMU was in Dallas. It was SMU, and they found all these players getting paid, houses, cars, all that stuff, and they gave the program the death penalty where they killed the football program for like 20, 30 years. It was Dunzo, and SMU just came back. So, well, they ain't just come back, but just came back. But they've been around for like the last 15 years, if I'm not mistaken. The last 15 years, maybe 20. But for a good 20, 30 years, they was Dunzo because they found a lot of the top players coming out of high school went there because the boosters bought them a house. They got their parents a job. They gave them Uber cash, cars, all that. I'm telling you, it's crazy. So college sports ain't no joke when it comes to this money. Ain't no joke. So I can't fault Coach Prime on that. USC was paying players under the table. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. And if y'all remember when USC was popping, I know money was plentiful around here. All in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Dice game go crazy. The program, yeah, don't try to lay down in the street trick. That's a fact. That's why they had to change the movie up. They took the part of the street of the movie out and put the train part of the movie in. Even that, the train station joint was crazy, but the actual laid in the street actually led to people trying it and passing away. And they had to change that and re-put that back out. Like, the movie program is crazy. So make sure y'all tap into that. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment. Y'all already know what time it is. It's time to rap. This segment is brought to you by Button Snaps. Again, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, and the word snaps.com. First hot topic of the night. Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick not voted. Legendary coach. Bill Belichick is not voted for the first ballot for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, Bill Belichick, ex-New England coach, Bill Belichick, is not voted on the first ballot for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Shout out to fam. USC versus Texas 2006 Rose Bowl was my favorite college game ever. But USC lost to Texas. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That game was fire. That game was super fire, for sure. I'm not going to hold you. Vince Young is not even close. I'll debate anybody on it. He's easily my favorite college football quarterback player ever. He's in my top 5 college football players ever. He's my number 1 college football quarterback ever. Ever. Senior year, Vince Young leading that Texas team. I take him over any and everybody. Yes, I'll take him over Lamar Jackson. Yes, I would take him over Michael Vick. Yes, I would take him over Burrows. Yes, I would take him over everybody. Like Tebow. Tebow, he not as good as Tebow was at Florida. Tebow was serious at Florida. He not messing with no Vince Young. I'm taking Vince Young over Cam Newton. Vince Young is my quarterback 1 of college football all time, period. That's just me personally. So I had to say that when you said Texas and USC. But he got snipped kinda He got sniped, kind of messed up, yo. Even Stephen A. Smith was hollering about it. Now, it's a fact. Like, at the end of the day, this man have won, what, 7 to 8 Super Bowls? Like, what are we talking about? He's probably coached 3 of the top 10 players ever in the NFL. 3 of the top 10 players of the NFL. Number 1, Lawrence Taylor. Yes. That was his defensive coordinator. Yes. Bill Belichick. Y'all think I'm crazy, right? Go look it up. He's numero uno to me. Ain't nobody better than Lawrence Taylor ever in the NFL. And nobody. Tom Brady, some people may have him at number 1. Some people have him at number 2. But you can't make a football list about the NFL without Tom Brady at least being in your top 10. I can't take nobody serious if Tom Brady not in your top 10. Arguably, people going to say he's easily the most accomplished quarterback ever. But some people want to say he's the best, and some people is not going to say. But you can't make a top 10 of the NFL without mentioning Tom Brady. You can't tell the story of the NFL without Tom Brady. Shout out to my Michigan guy. You know what I'm saying? You're a Michigan dude. You know what I mean? And third, Randy Moss. Randy Moss. They turned his name into a thing. When somebody say you got Moss, it's not because it's a name that came out the sky and it just stuck. You got Moss because Randy Moss used to go up and high point the ball. And what do you think they get 50-50 from? Randy Moss. He going up and getting that thing. 3 of the top 10 players ever. And he doesn't get voted into on the first ballot Hall of Fame? If he don't get into the first ballot Hall of Fame, like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, literally, what are we doing? And I had to do the research on this because I'm like, yo, who votes for the Hall of Fame? Come to find out, it's media members. Media members vote on who goes into the Hall of Fame. It sounds like media members don't need to have the total vote. Like, I don't even understand how they get all the vote or majority of the vote. Why is it, guys? I wouldn't necessarily make players voting partners because I believe players are a bit more lenient, right? I believe they're a bit more lenient, but it has to be some people that are really football experts. It has to be somebody that actually played the game a while ago. They have to have a real basis in football. You mean to tell me a guy that's never played a down of football, never, not NFL, not college, not even high school, has a vote for the Hall of Fame of football? Where they do that at? So when I seen that, when I did my research based on that, I'm like, yo, they need to switch that up. They need to switch that up. So I don't understand how a guy like Bill Belichick is not first ballot Hall of Fame. Now, if you say Eli Manning, I'm all the way cool with you. One of my boys earlier was like, yo, can you believe Eli Manning didn't get in the first ballot Hall of Fame? I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, I can believe it. He was ass. Like, very mediocre. He's probably played like 10 good games his whole career. 4 out of them 10 games, or 8 out of them 10 games, was the years that they won the playoffs and won the Super Bowl. He had great playoff games. But Eli was mediocre all his career. He led the lead in interceptions at least like 5 times. Very mediocre at best. Very defensive led, right? Eli, cool. Bill Belichick, nah, no way. So, in my opinion, they need to change up who has a real vote in the Hall of Fame. If you're going to give to media, it should be a limited amount, and it should be guys who played the game who is now in media, or guys that at least played college. How you have a guy that never suited up for high school football, college football, NFL, Canadian League, and has a vote for the Pro Football Hall of Fame? Where did they do that at? Just don't make no sense to me. Shout out to X-Man, Right LT. You got Vince Young over Cam Newton. Yes. Yeah. Bro, Cam Newton was a problem in college. He was a problem in college. And to Cam Newton credit, or due respect, Auburn was cool. They was mediocre, bro. Cam Newton went there, turned it up. That's a fact. I have to give them credit for that. Their defense was actually pretty good. Their running game was always good, but they was missing that extra ingredient, and Cam Newton turned that up. But did you see, like, do you really remember Vince Young, especially his senior year? Yeah, bro. For me, it's not even, bro. And some people say, well, Vince Young didn't win the Heisman. Very true. And I'm not taking that away from Cam, because Cam Newton deserved the Heisman. But if there was ever a year that you could give out 2 Heismans, Reggie Bush and Vince Young, I wouldn't have been mad at that. I'm just saying. And then when they took Reggie Bush Heisman because they found out he was getting paid and this, that, and the third, or they felt like they had evidence that surmised that, they took the Heisman Trophy and tried to give it to Vince, and Vince wouldn't take it just out of sheer principle. So for sure, I got Vince Young over Cam Newton. But Cam Newton is easily one of the best college football quarterbacks ever, though. Easily. And it's crazy. He was sitting behind Tim Tebow, and as great as Tim Tebow was, Vince Young, Cam Newton was a better college football quarterback. So when he was with New England, they was cheating a lot. I can't give you that, brother. I can't give you that, fam. And you know I rock with you. You're a big badge holder. I can't give you that. I can't give you the cheating, because what people don't realize with football, knowing somebody X's and O's or what you think they may call, you still have to stop it. You still have to stop it. You mean to tell me every single game they did, they cheated? And the game that they said they cheated, I don't believe it, bro. Sometimes a team is just better than you. I played football all the way to college, and I played against some teams. They could have known our entire playbook. And believe it or not, when teams play each other, they know each other's playbook, y'all. Especially in high school, especially in college, and obviously the NFL. They know each other's playbook. When you see the formation, you know it's but so many places a player can go. It's almost like chess. If you got a running back that's lined up offset, is only 2 places he could go. He could go cross the quarterback, or he could release, or he could stay and block. But it's either fast read or slow read for a running back. Now, if he's in I formation, you got holy hell. You don't know what the hell is going on, because you got a fullback and a running back, but it's old school. So, but the point that I'm making is teams know each other's playbook. They have scouting departments. They know each other's playbook. So I can't give you that. That's all I'm saying. I can't give you that. CC, my dog CC in the building. You already know. One of my day ones in the building. Shout out to CC. Yes, I remember Vince Young was the USC fan. They beat us in the Rose Bowl in overtime. Yeah. And USC was nice, bro, but Vince Young, bro, was different. He was different. Shout out to X. Pretty much definitely high school for sure. Yeah, I mean, they know each other's playbook. It's scouting. And every week you sit there, that's why it's important for you to go to film room and go to meetings, because of scouts. So I can't give the cheating part, because everybody know each other's playbook. So, all right, y'all, moving on to our next Hot topic. This is a statement. This is a statement. Tax season is here, y'all. Tax season is here. Go get a tax professional. Go get a tax professional. Simple and plain. Don't go to terrible tax, bum ass TurboTax. Don't go there. Don't get into it, all that other stuff. Go to a tax professional. Somebody that's proven, somebody that has clients. Go to them and get your taxes completed. You get what you pay for. Do that make sense? You can't do taxes on your own if you don't know taxes. You can't read a book and be like, okay, now I could go do my taxes. You're not going to go to a dentist to go get your blood work done. You're not going to go to a foot doctor if your eye hurt. Go get a tax professional, please. Because there's too many people that I've heard that say, yeah, I go to TurboTax and I do it on my own. No, you cannot. Stop. You can't take a class. You can't just read a book because you don't know how to apply it, when to apply it. You don't know when to apply it as far as your age, how many children you have, how many children, when to apply different statuses is another thing as well. When to apply the 1040, when to apply the 1099. If you got a 1098, you don't even know where to apply that. What do you do with your Schedule E form? What's that? Exactly. Go get you a tax professional. You're going to miss out on a whole bunch of money. This lady I know said her mom been doing her taxes for the last 10 years. Last 10 years. I looked at her stuff. You've been getting $2,500 for the last 3 years. She said, yeah, 2 years before that, that's what I got. You're supposed to get at least $10,000 and more. Really? How you know? What you mean how I know? What you mean? I know it. It's a part of my business to know. So you done missed out 5 years, 8,000. What's that? 40 grand? And she lost it. So obviously she came to my company. But get you a tax professional. I know I say that jokingly, but I'm being serious. Get you a tax professional. You're missing out on money. You don't know what you're doing. Find somebody that knows what they're doing and get you a tax professional. What about H&R Block? Terrible. 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 H&R Block, terrible. Those are people that, they do have some professionals. They do. But H&R Block, it's terrible. Trust me, it's terrible. That's it depends on how you feel. If you drive a nice car, are you gonna go to the whack gas station with the one light barely open and charge you the same amount at the good gas station? No, you're gonna go to the good gas station, right? With all the lights, it looks good, got good pricing. You're gonna go to the good gas station because they got the good fuel for your car. There's a difference between bad fuel and good fuel. H&R Block, bad fuel, for sure. Mess around and get audited. That's a fact. But see, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Let's say you're supposed to get 10,000 and you get 2. Do you really think the IRS is going to hit you up and be like, hey, you're supposed to get 10,000, but we'll write you off this tool. It's cool. You're going to be like, nah, hold on. Let me go see somebody to get this other 8, right? They're not going to tell. So that's why they don't tell you not to do it. So they can give out less money. That's why they don't tell people not to go to terrible tax, not to go to fake arts H&R Block. You know what I'm saying? Because tax time, people are trying to get their money on. And the less they got to cut, they cool with it. Why do you think they don't tell people not to do their own taxes? Because a good chance they don't know what the hell they doing. So that's what audit it is, when you just like, you don't make, you make a lot of money, you didn't pay enough in taxes, and you still trying to walk away with some money. IRS not stupid, Chief. They like, yo, you made 80,000, bro. You only paid 8,000 in federal tax, another 4,000 in state tax, and you try to walk away with $3,000, and you don't got no kids. You got no kids, man. Yeah. Come sit in our office. Yo, come holler at us. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go through this with you. We're gonna get you right. You know what I'm saying? Owe this money. So again, get y'all a tax professional. What would you rather be able to do? Get 3,000 by yourself, or get 4,500 and having to pay a tax professional anywhere from $400 to $600, depending on the type of paperwork that they have to do for you? Get you a tax professional. Simple and plain. My auntie did my taxes. She used to work for Deloitte. I've never heard of Deloitte. That sounds real old school. And I've been around for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been around for a good minute. That's probably like somewhere like really Pacific. That sound like somewhere really Pacific. Good fire. It's a fact. That's a fact. So get y'all a tax professional. So that's my statement for that. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Tracy Morgan goes viral from being confronted by a homeless man that happened to bully him back in the day. When he was younger, obviously before he was famous. The guy came up to him after, I believe, like a Knicks game. It looked like he was coming outside of Madison Square Garden or somewhere from the city. And the guy kind of like bum rushed him or whatever. And Tracy Morgan was like, yo, I remember you. I remember you. You used to bully me when I was younger. And the man is homeless. He was like, but I'm homeless now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm homeless. So Tracy Morgan was like, all right, what they got to do with me, cuz? Like, and what you expect? There's some sympathy, Brad? Like, what? So let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Do y'all agree with Tracy Morgan or not? This is not obviously a cinnamon turkey, but do y'all agree with what he said? Do y'all feel like he should have had some sort of compassion because Tracy Morgan is super duper up? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. It'll be interesting to see what y'all say about that in the chat. TurboTax ain't it. That's a fact. That's a fact. I call him terrible tax. Y'all don't forget to hit them likes, hit them 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. Put them hearts in the chat, them 100s in the chat. So me personally, I ain't mad at Tracy Morgan for this. I'm not mad. Being super duper up have nothing to do with nothing. If I feel like I used to be at odds with somebody, and if they got the best of me, being a grown, like, and mind you, Tracy Morgan, I would guess, have to be somewhere in his 50s. I would say early 50s, maybe mid 50s. He don't owe that guy nothing. So the compassion is like, I feel bad for you as a human if you don't want to be homeless and you are homeless. It's a compassion like, damn, I feel bad. But would you really feel bad if somebody really used to bully you for real? that they down and out as an adult and you super duper up, nah. Keep that same energy, bro. Keep that same energy. For real. At the end of the day, you didn't like me or whatever the case may be for whatever reason, and you got the best of me, you bully me, whatever the case may be, and now I'm supposed to feel bad for you? Man, you don't get the hell out of here with that. I ain't trying to hear none of that. You was better off saying nothing. You was better off just me seeing you and you keeping it pushing. Like, what you expect to get out of this? I don't know, maybe he's expecting to pull up on a podcast or somebody will pay him for an interview or something. Maybe that could be the route that he was looking for. Nobody feeling no compassion for that dude. Like, what? I don't have no type of compassion for people that bully people anyway. I'm just not, I'm not for that. People that bully people, nah, I'm not for that at all. I'm so against that. Nah, to me, it's very sucker to bully people. But it's a difference between bullying somebody and returning energy. Somehow in this era, that's skewed. And the reason why I say that is because I will see two grown ass men get into it and they both want smoke. And one guy could be bigger, the other guy could be smaller. People would say, oh, the bigger guy is wrong. He's bullying him because he's bigger. Nah. Don't underestimate short dudes neither. Don't do it. You'll get rocked when grown men growl at each other. It's about to get popping. That's not a bully situation when both men growl at each other. When one man say F you and the other man say F you too, that's a man's move. Now, if you happen to lose, you happen to lose. Because people that don't know this, when men fight, it's not about winning and losing. It's not about that. It's about respect and holding your ground. When a man wins a fight, he don't look at the man that he beat up as like food. Like, I won, but he not food. He gonna fight for his. He gonna stand up for his. So there's a respect level that's there, because regardless of what I say moving forward, I know he gonna turn up even if I win again. And chances is I'm gonna win again. But he gonna fight for his. And do I really want to spend my time and energy, grown ass man, out here fighting? Nah, I got shit to do. Got bills to pay. Got people to take care of. Got to conquer the world. I got accomplishments to make. And I'm not talking about myself personally, but I'm talking about just the scope of men. That's just how we're wired. So it's not about winning and losing. But if you got somebody that's about to bark and the other person clearly don't want that, they don't want that action, boss. They don't want none of that. They like, yo, I'm cool. I don't want none of that. You got it. If that person continues to go on, then that's a bully. I'm against people who are bullies. So that's why I say that. Tracy Morgan is 57 years old. I thought he was like I'll say 53, 54, 55. That's why I said mid-50s. So he's 57, so that's like mid to late, right? That's like mid to late 50s or whatever. So can you imagine being damn near 60 and seeing somebody in your damn near your 60s and somebody that used to bully you in your childhood? You ain't gonna have no empathy for that for that fool. You like, get the hell out of here, man. Damn near 60 years old. Get your life together. You ain't got no sympathy for that. So I feel him. I understand the energy, and I ain't mad at him for it. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about regarding that. And it went viral. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. Cleveland Browns hired their new coach, Todd Monken, OC, from the Baltimore Ravens. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, the Cleveland Browns found their new head coach, Todd Monken, the former OC, offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Me personally, I love this. I love this. Some people didn't like it. I love this. Reason why I love it, because in my eyes and in my head, I want to see Shedeur Sanders go crazy. I'm a big believer in Shedeur. Now, he needs to play better, but I also believe if Shador haven't thrown some of the picks that he's thrown, it will be a completely different narrative. And because when you see the total line, when you see the 10 picks and the 8 touchdown passes, those picks ain't gonna have asterisks. Like, he literally threw a pick where he threw a strike to the receiver and the defensive back took it out of his hand. He throws another pick where the defensive lineman actually hits the ball and, it got thrown, you know what I'm saying? It got in the air. Then you had another pick where he's getting blindsided and it changed the trajectory of the ball. So there's a whole lot of asterisks next to those picks. But be it that it may, it's still 10 picks. And obviously there's no asterisk, but he still has to play better. But he had a learning curve this year that I love because he got reps. So a guy, you got to think of Baltimore wanted to draft Shador. And they was trying to sell Shador coming to Baltimore, being the backup and maybe being a replacement for Lamar Jackson. And this is before the season. If you look at it, Lamar Jackson is at odds with the Baltimore Ravens right now. Lamar Jackson may not return to the Baltimore Ravens. So that could have been like something that was brewing before the draft. You know what I mean? And before that, you wouldn't think that, look, like Shador Sanders was going to Baltimore to take over opposed to being a backup. It's Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP. Is you crazy? Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson, human joystick. But Todd Monken's was the OC, and he was a part of the people that wanted Shador, a classic pocket passing quarterback. So I love this. I think this helps develop Shador more. You already got a great defense, even though Jim Schwartz wants to leave because he wasn't promoted as the head coach. I still love this because I think their last year draft was a great draft, and it could be franchise changing if they're able to develop Shador the right way, get him offensive lineman, get him a first option receiver, because Jerry Jeudy, in my opinion, is not a first option guy. He has the talent, but he's not consistent. He needs a first option receiver. Got a great tight end, got good young running backs. Get him some offensive line, protect him. Got a solid defense already. Get him that receiver, and I think he'll be off to the races. So I love this. And because Todd Monken is coming from the Baltimore Ravens, it's an in-division hire. He ain't going to never want to lose to the Baltimore Ravens. He ain't going to want to lose to the damn Steelers neither. So I love this. Absolutely love this. Underrated hire, in my opinion. And like I said, I love this hire. Were you a musician in the 90s? Shout out to Tom in the building. Yeah, I'm not that old, bro. I'm not that old. I'm not that old. A musician in the 90s? I ain't never... I'm not that old, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that old. I'm not that old. You know what I'm saying? I normally get the reverse. Like, people always, complimented that they felt like I was younger. I'm not that old. I'm definitely an artist. Still an artist. But from the 90s? Nah. Nah. My first project came out, 2008? So 90s? Yeah, that's very far off. It's very far off. Shout out to Tom, though. Shout out to Tom. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. I have to say this. I have to say this because it's pissing me off at this point. Bring back Lovecraft Country, HBO. HBO, are y'all listening? Bring back Lovecraft Country. The audience have spoken. I've seen it on all social media platforms. I spoke about it amongst my circle of friends, of people that I know that are not my friends, acquaintances, everybody. We need Lovecraft Country back on HBO. Welcome to Dairy can't be the only show y'all got cooking. And it's a fire show. But bring back Lovecraft Country, please. That show was absolute chef's kiss. They only had one season, and I honestly believe they was telling a story in that show that the culture needed. And the fact that they was able to combine horror, sci-fi with actual realistic events that really happened in history and the cultural impact that it has and the lasting impact that it has to the day of 2026 is undefeated. The acting prowess of Anjanou Ellis, of Courtney Vance, of oh my God, Journey Smollett, of Jonathan Majors. Rest in peace to Michael K. Williams. But those actors are still here, still fire actors, burning with great performances. Bring it back. Not only we need it for the culture, but it was also entertaining as hell. We need that. I've seen too many people in the social media space speak on Lovecraft Country. If you've never seen it, go watch it. Go watch it after the pod. Not right now, but go watch it after the pod. It's fire. I think you could catch Lovecraft Country. I think Tubi even has Lovecraft Country. The only bad part about Lovecraft Country is that it's only one season. That's the only negative. And you can't tell the full story of a show with just one season. Even Welcome to Derry, as fire as it was, they already came out. They said, we're going to give y'all 3 seasons. So it's 3 seasons to tell a story. Give Lovecraft Country their due. They've earned the right to come back for at least 2 more seasons. Give us what we need. And don't do the petty 8 episode, 10 episode. Give us at least 12 episodes per season. I can't stand the new network standard with giving us 8 to 10 episodes. That shit is trash. I grew up in the 90s. I wasn't an artist in the 90s, but I grew up in the 90s. And in the 90s, we used to get, I don't know, I guess we're spoiled. We used to get 26 episodes, 32 episodes. Like, we used to get a whole lot of episodes for one season. And back in the day, we never even looked at shows as seasons. We just looked at episodes. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just went on for years when it was popping. So bring back Lovecraft Country. Ash is really 48. He tried to tell people he's 35. Oh my gosh, shout out to fam. Shout out to fam. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, I'm 62, man. I'm 62, man. I drink a lot of water. You know what I'm saying? I'm 62. Now, for those who don't know, I don't got no shame on my age. I'm 41. For those who don't know, I'm actually 41. I'm actually 41. For sure. But like, when people say that, I know they more likely trolling when they say that. You know what I'm saying? So, but all right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. Same draft, quarterbacks: Sam Darnold, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Josh Rosen. Same draft: Sam Darnold, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Josh Rosen. Baker Mayfield was the first quarterback taken. Sam Darnold was the second. Third was Josh Rosen. Lamar Jackson was the fourth. Barely made the first round. Baker Mayfield, solid quarterback. Had some really good years. Had some not so good years, but solid. Number 1 quarterback. Second quarterback took in Sam Darnold has been on a whole nother level of terrible. Terrible. These past 2 years, he's been above average. Very above average. Third quarterback took in Josh Rosen. Not even in the lead a year later. cut. Fourth quarterback. And believe it or not, Lamar Jackson, they wanted him to play running back or receiver. He's an athlete. He's not a quarterback. Never will be a productive quarterback in the NFL. 2 MVPs later. You said what? Huh? But Sam Darnold is leading his team, the Seahawks, to the Super Bowl. He spent a lot of years with the Jets and other places, Carolina Panthers, looking like boo-boo trash, looking terrible. Vikings, very above average, looking very above average. Seahawks, very above average. It's above average. Sometimes borderline mediocre, but above average. But the point that I'm making, you have to give quarterbacks a chance to develop. You have to give them a shot. I see in this past draft, Shedeur Sanders, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shook, my boy from Cam Ward. All of them didn't look great this year. They didn't. At some point in the season, they've had terrible games. Jackson Dart threw 33 yards in a full game. 33 yards in a full game. Shedeur threw 3 picks, 4 picks in a game. Very terrible. And mind you, I've said it before. Those picks got asterisks, but he still threw them. Tyler Shook, he didn't look like he could complete an NFL throw, period. At times. Cam Ward, he doesn't play on time. They look very terrible at times. But then there's other times in the season where they look very good. You see the arm talent on Cam Ward, on just physically what he can do. You see once Tyler Shook got his way, he plays within the system, and it works for him. You see what Jackson Dart can do, both running and throwing. He has to adjust how he plays if he's going to stick around health-wise, but Jackson Dart can play. Shedeur, we've seen him throw for 350-some yards, 4 touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. We see what he looked like when he could get protected and when receivers is not playing around. Give these guys a chance to develop. Sam Darnold is leading his team to the Super Bowl. In the first 5 to 6 years of his NFL career, he looked like certified ass. Certified terrible. But he developed. Baker Mayfield, very solid on the Cleveland Browns earlier, but he really got developed with the Rams as a backup. And the beginning of this season, he looked like a potential MVP player. You got to give guys, especially quarterbacks in the NFL, a chance to develop. And it takes years. It's not overnight. Everybody is not Patrick Mahomes, where he could sit behind a player for a year, watch him, and be like, yeah, I could do everything he do, but better. It's not even on the same level. But I'm going to sit for a year and watch you, bro. You do your thing. Lamar Jackson, sit behind the year, watching Flacco, be like, yeah, I could do everything he could do, but faster. Everybody's not like that. You have to give guys a chance to develop. Even Josh Allen, 2-time MVP. Have y'all seen him his rookie year? Second year? He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You got to give guys a chance to develop. Caleb Williams looked like certified ass last year. Get a different coach, get the right pieces, get him a suitable tight end, a dependable target, plays on time a little bit. Physically, he does things that only a few guys could do in the league from the quarterback position. You got to give guys a chance to develop. And that's the whole basis of this. You got to give a chance for these guys to develop, to run your team. It's the NFL. This shit ain't easy. You playing against top tier players, fast, big, and they gotta feed their family. The way they feed their family is by stopping you. This shit ain't gonna be easy. And when they get a chance to hit you legally, they gonna give you something to feel. Pause. So gotta give these guys a chance to develop. Shout out to fam, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold all got drafted in 2018, but Sam Darnold is in the Super Bowl. That's a fact. That's a fact. And I did leave out Josh Allen accidentally. That's a fact. That's a fact. Josh Allen got one MVP, not two MVPs. Okay, one MVP. One MVP. Lamar Jackson, two MVPs. How many Super Bowls they've been to? Right? So y'all get the point that I'm making. Overall, it's not even a Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen thing not making the Super Bowl. It's the fact that they turn themselves into top 5 quarterbacks, top 3 quarterbacks easily on any conversation. When you talk the NFL, they a top 5 quarterback. If you don't have them two as your top 5 quarterback, your list is not legit. It's not legit, right? They turn themselves into top tier quarterbacks. Josh Allen looked like certified ass first year. Lamar Jackson, they wanted him to play running back or receiver. Baker Mayfield, he was all right, but they brought in Deshaun Watson for a reason. If y'all remember what Deshaun Watson looked like when he was with the Texans, y'all would have made that trade too. So they didn't have much upside for Baker Mayfield. Josh Rosen was out the league the very next year. Sam Darnold turned himself into a suitable quarterback, above average quarterback, and playing for the Super Bowl. And they got a shot. They got a legit shot. They have a legit shot at winning. So the point that I'm making is you got to give time for these guys to develop. You don't know if they're going to be what they're going to be in just one season. You don't know. Got to give these guys a chance to develop. So I got that 0. Shout out to DJ Millie in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. You already know. Shout out to fam, Sam Darnold. Been in the Super Bowl twice. As a backup, he is a backup. As a backup, not as a starter. He been in the Super Bowl twice. Sam Darnold? Well, what team? He was with the Jets. He was with the Panthers. Was he with the Rams one year? Because after a while, when guys look terrible, you kind of stop. The 49ers. Yes, the 49ers. I forgot about his stint at the 49ers. I knew it was an NFC West team. The 49ers. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So again, give these guys a chance to develop. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Question. And this is a question that I get as an artist all the time, that people that just be wanting to know stuff about the music industry. Do new artists smash to get ahead? That's a question I hear being asked frequently. Do new artists smash to get ahead? That's a double entendre, right? Do they smash to get ahead? Like, that's crazy, right? But some do. Not all. Some do. Some do. And the reason why some do it They understand what they're leveraging, even if you don't agree with it. But you gotta remember, being an artist, that's an individual experience. It's not a monolith, right? So some artists understand that is a negotiation tactic. That is the cherry on top. That is a way to get in the door and let your talent speak for its talent. And if you're around the right people at the right time, you could get the right shine and you could take off. So yes, do artists smash to get ahead? Some. And obviously, this is more favorable to the women. Now, do men smash to get ahead? It's about 50-50. It's about 50-50. And what I mean by that is you have some men that would allow other men to bedroom boogie. So, yeah. I mean, we've heard stories, but that's a very real thing. Some men do allow that. Yeah, for sure. And you could kind of tell. You could kind of tell. You could. It's energy, mannerisms. You could kind of tell, right? But again, is all successful artists, are they smashing to get ahead? That's an emphatic no. That's an emphatic no. Whether they're independent or commercial, do all, that's a no. That's an emphatic no. Now, most artists who are commercially successful, they are tied into a bigger entity bigger than them. So they have to get with some sort of program in order to get that commercial success. So that's why you see most commercial artists, even when they do it as an independent artist, they get that knock on the door. All independent artists that have great music, we all got that knock on the door. Like, hey, do you want to sign with us? What are you willing to give up? And artists that's not about the sexual same-sex bedroom boogie, they would want, instead of that, is your music rights. If you're not doing that, we want the music rights. And what that means, most artists don't own their own music. Now, some artists feel like they signed a good deal, being that they're giving up the rights to their music, and 25 years later, they can retain it by re-recording those same records. That's why you've seen a guy like Usher, and I'm not saying Usher is doing anything crazy. I'm saying that Usher re-recorded some of his earlier music because he gave up his music rights earlier. So if you go listen to the My Way album, which is a fire classic R&B album, and you see the upgraded picture, the reason why he put the upgraded picture, the older picture, is because he doesn't have rights to the original version of that song. So he had to obtain it and put his new picture and re-record those same old songs that are fire. So that's how a lot of the industry is worked when it comes to business. If you not that talented, but you got the fire, and you understand bedroom boogie, you gonna get down with the bedroom boogie. But is all successful commercial artists down with the bedroom boogie? Of course not. That's a complete lie. But they are gonna want the music rights. That is a fact. Especially if you're talented. They want the music. They want the music because they know how to move the music. So, for example, most artists that give up their music rights is because they don't know what to do with it. They don't. The record company, in a way, is very strategic in a way, because if you give up the music right to the company for, let's say, 20, 25 years, right? They know how to move your catalog. They know how to get it to certain commercials and movies. So now that drives that song and that catalog up. So now when you get it back in 20 years or 25 years, depending on the deal that you sign, now the catalog that you would have owned, to say that you owned it, and it's only worth 200 grand, 250 grand, which is a lot of money. That's a lot of money still. That's great money to live off of, opposed to waiting to get 2.5 million. That and it's worth. So now that you retained it, now you could go back, if you follow what the record label did, you could go back to some of these same companies and say, hey, I want to do business with y'all. The company did business with y'all, but now I own the rights. Can y'all put this song in this movie? And now you know what I'm saying? But you have to wait 20, 25 years. So for some artists, it's strategic. But a lot of artists, they don't know, because most artists just want to be signed. They just want to shine, and you know what I'm saying? Like we talked about earlier, you want the nice chain, the watch, the clothes, the jewelry, the adulation, the girls, and all that stuff like that. And that's all people really sign up for. That's why you see a lot of artists from the 90s, early 2000s. Remember back then, if you not signed, you ain't shit. But now we in 2026, they own nothing. They don't even get back their publishing. They will never ever see the money that company generated off their music. But back in the day, independent artists was bugging for not signing. People used to look at independent artists like they wasn't successful because they didn't sign to a Diddy, didn't sign to any of the major entities at that time. And being in 2026, now we hear all the horror stories. How much is your soul worth? So again, do they get down with the get down to get ahead? Yes. Not everybody. Not everybody. And you have to think of it like this, especially for the ladies. If you're not around people in the music industry that think you're supremely talented, then don't do it. Is it really worth your soul? Is it really worth attracting and receiving demons that you'll never get rid of? Is it worth that? That's why I say some women or some artists or women know how to leverage it. And when I say they know how to leverage it, instead of going after the small fish, they go after the big fish off the back. If they look halfway decent, yo, I could get to him, and then I can get to him, and then I'm set. I'm good. The devil you know. Just saying. So again, yes, it has been done. It will always be done. It will always be done. Not everybody, some. And that goes for both men and women. You got a lot of artists from the early 2000s. I remember, because when I became an artist for real in 2008, and you had a lot of artists from the 2000s, the 2010s, when they were signed, everything was all good. Yeah, I'm with this person, that person. Oh, all right, cool. And they was trying to sign yo boy. I was like, yeah, nah. I remember one particular deal I was going to sign, and it was a bad deal, and I had the right lawyer, and my lawyer told me not to sign it at the time. And at the time, my family and friends was like, yo, you bugging. You listen to the lawyer? Like, you tripping, dog. That was some of the best advice I would have ever got, because I would have had to give up my music rights, because that was a part of the deal. And because being not having the type of money that they was going to, write your boy, you know what I'm saying? But it still wasn't money that's forever money. That's still not money to empower myself. That was enough money for me to be broke. When they would have wrote the check, I would have felt rich. But that money was enough for me to be broke and to owe. And my lawyer said, yo, if you value your music and the money you can make with your music, now answer me this question, Ash. Would you rather split 6 figures one way or 7 figures 20 ways. He made that crystal clear and gave me a plan on how to make 6 figures with the music. He said they want you because of what you've been doing. So why not continue to do it, but add this to it, add that to it. It made perfect sense. And them same artists that was like, yeah, I'm over here with him and him and that. I'm some of the same artists can't buy a damn cheeseburger today. So again, do artists smash their way to the top? Some, not all. So that's my hot topic for that. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. I would do my pick 6, but the Super Bowl is next week. It's not this week. The Pro Bowl is this week, I believe. The Pro Bowl hasn't been good in years. Honestly, I think they should go back to the old system where the Pro Bowl is played 3 weeks after the Super Bowl, because it allows the players that played in the Super Bowl to actually play in the game. I want the best players to play in the Pro Bowl like how it used to be. Like it was nothing better than seeing Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin, Tim Brown going up against Deion Sanders, Aeneas Williams, Darryl Green. It was nothing better than that. I forget the offensive lineman at the time, but you had Reggie White, you had Bruce Smith out there. Like it was just so fire. Joe Montana, Steve Young, Brett Favre, all on the same field. So we need that back when it comes to the Pro Bowl. It's basically two-hand touch. I think they do play two-hand touch for the Pro Bowl. It's trash. It's trash. So, and then the last Pro Bowl I went to personally was the day that Kobe Bryant passed away. And that game was in Orlando. That was a good time. That was a decent game. That was a good time. I will say that. But the Pro Bowl hasn't been the same. Hasn't been the same in a while. They need to get back to that product and going back to the 3 weeks after the Super Bowl. Before, it used to be a whole month and a half because they used to have it in Hawaii. And then when they brought it to the States, they made it 2 weeks. Then they made it a week later. Like, yo, we want to see the guys from the Super Bowl play in that game too. They earned the right to do that. So it's just a terrible product. Terrible product. The Pro Bowl used to be after the Super. That's a fact. That's what I'm saying. It used to be popping. The Pro Bowl is now flag football. Oh, okay, I said two-hand touch. I thought it was two-hand touch. So they playing flag football. Yeah, like so. I don't have my picks for this episode. I may have something Sunday though for the NBA, because I know I got some NBA lovers. I can't stand the NBA, y'all. It's a terrible product too. The NBA is ass. Great talent. You got a whole bunch of kids with a whole lot of ability. But there ain't no styles, man. None of the teams got no styles. No type of style. Everybody plays the same way. I heard somebody say the NBA plays much faster than it does the 90s and the 2000s. No, it don't. No, it don't. There's a difference between playing fast and the game being faster. Today's NBA has more possessions because the guys come down and shoot threes. They don't come down, boogie, and take you to the rack. Guys in the 90s and the 2000s used to do that. These guys was going to the rack, throwing it on your life. They're going to get a spectacular 2-point shot, a jump shot. So that's a part of the game either being played faster opposed to the style of the pacing of the game. So that's why today's game have more, you get what I'm saying? They have more possessions. Is because guys come down and shoot threes. Not because guys is running so much faster, getting up and down the court. No. The pace game didn't even come from this era. The pace game came from actually the 80s, where the Lakers used to play a style called run and gun. The West adopted that style all through the 90s. That was the difference between East teams and West teams. West teams used to run and gun. And then in the 2000s, there was a team called the Phoenix Suns that used to play with 3 point guards at a time. Actually, 4. If y'all do y'all research, they used to play Kevin Johnson, Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, and Penny Hardaway all in the same lineup. Then when they trade Penny Hardaway, they put Rex Chapman in. And Rex Chapman's not a point guard, but he's a 2-guard, 3. You know, he was really a 2-guard. And then they had Luke Longley. So they will play with mad point guards, getting up and down the court, going to the basket. Go look it up. I remember because I was a kid at this time. They used to play fast. Why you think Steve Nash, now when he goes to Dallas Mavericks, they playing fast. But even before he go to Dallas Mavericks, they was playing fast before with Jason Kidd, Jim Jackson, and Jamal Mashburn. It didn't start now. So it killed me with today's NBA when they say that. That's how you tell when people don't know nothing. Shout out to Latin Zane in the build. Appreciate you for tapping in. He says soul. So you're talking about the Pro Bowl. For a fact, all old. I'm in the wrong place. The Pro Football used to be Super Bowl. Okay, so I got that. I miss Latin Zane's comment. In the 90s, they were trying to put somebody on a poster dunk. That's a fact. That is a fact. In the 90s and the early 2000s, they taking you to the hole and putting you on a poster. That is a fact. So when they say guys play more possessions now because the game is faster, no. They just play different, and it seems faster because they guys is literally coming down to shoot 3-point shots. So if you're doing that all game long, you're going to have more possessions. Anybody that knows basketball knows that. So when I see somebody say that the other day, I'm like, yeah, they don't even know basketball. They don't know what they're talking about. So, all right, y'all. Yo, I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. I appreciate y'all majorly. This is episode 233, Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. If this is your first time tapping in, I am Ashley Lovechild. If you've never heard of any of my music, just type in Ashley Lovechild on any music platform and type it up. You know what I'm saying? I gets busy. You know what I'm saying? I gets busy. So make sure y'all show that love. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that all notification. I do pop up throughout the week, so you just never know. I'm on every Wednesday, every Sunday. Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast at this channel at Ashley Lovechild. Also, I want to thank the sponsors of the show, Button Snaps and OUV Records. Again, for Button Snaps, where they get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure for $4.99. It's at Button Snaps. It's the word button, hyphenated sign, and the word snaps.com. Be on the lookout for that new OUV Records app, fire app where you get music directly from OUV Records artists. And it's a better listen. It got visuals on there. It's fire. I can't wait for it to be released. So make sure y'all be on the lookout for that as well. I'm on again every Wednesday and every Sunday. So I appreciate y'all for tuning and tapping in. Let me go back up to the chat real quick. Shout out to Fam. He said, my boy Sean Kemp was trying to put you on a poster every play. Bro, they have no idea what... bro, Sean Kemp was doing this in the 90s, 2000s. Imagine Sean Kemp at his best playing in this era. In this era. In this era. Imagine excuse me. Imagine a not talented, not a more talented, I should say, but a better player than Zion Williams on a regular basis. Not more talented. Zion is more talented than Sean Kemp, meaning he does all the physical stuff. He could jump higher, he can dunk crazy, but he's not the player Sean Kemp is. Mind you, Zion could get rebounds when he's in there. He could get buckets, but he's not the game in, game. Sean Kemp going to give you 82 games of fury, bro. He going to give you about 20-some points, 10 rebounds. He going to get you about a block or two. You could count on Sean Kemp game in, game out for your franchise. Can you imagine him in this era? He would. It wouldn't even be fair. He said Hakeem in this era. No, I don't want to see Hakeem in this era. It would be disgusting. Sean Kemp would be bad enough. He would be bad enough. Hakeem, both of his name. When he first was when he was first drafted, his name was Hakeem. He changed it to Hakeem. You know what I'm saying? Either one. In this era, he'll be the best big in the league. Be the best big in the league. He'll be the quickest big, and he will be the most skilled big in this league. More than Jokic, and Jokic is skilled. The only thing Jokic have over Hakeem is his ability to shoot from three. But Hakeem could shoot jumpers. He can shoot jumpers. And in the paint, come on. Guards go get their paint work from Hakeem. Everybody go get their paint work from Hakeem. Ain't no big dealing with Hakeem in the paint. Ain't none of them. None of them. So, yeah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to see Hakeem in this era at all. No, not at all. Again, I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. Y'all absolutely amazing. Please, y'all, again, it helps with the growth of the show. Hit them likes. Hit the 100s. Hit them hearts on your way out. Again, I'm your boy, Ashley Lovechild. And again, I appreciate y'all for tuning and tapping in. I'm going to see y'all this Sunday at 10:30. And remember, y'all, do not be an agent of chaos. Do not be a stain. A stain is somebody that tries to stand out by being negative. Have the ability to stand out by being positive. Hate has a location. It's just not here. And you already know, man, it's love. I'm going to see y'all this Sunday at 10:30. I'm out.